My name is Jermaine Anderson from TiVo, and I'm the retail training manager. And the reason that we felt the need to come over here to the MoCA booth is primarily because we consider ourselves one of the only ways to increase revenue from the cable box installation. How many of you guys are authorized cable box installers? How many DirecTV installers do we have? One. Any other satellite guys, Fios? Most people, DirecTV, yeah, they come in, they use MoCA, they do a lot of other things, but that's how they make their money. They install a network that they don't tell anyone how it works, what it's doing, so anytime there's a problem, they get the service call, they roll a van, they get the $69. Well, TiVo's on the retail side, the consumer side, and you guys all have the ability to be authorized TiVo resellers. How many are TiVo resellers? Okay, got a couple in the back. Now, this is the deal. People always talk about TiVo installs. People talk about how do we make money on TiVo installs, but what they don't realize is MoCA is by far the easiest and most attachable service to a TiVo DVR, and there's a couple different reasons. So what I brought with me is I brought one of the TiVo DVRs with me. This is the Premier unit. So anything you guys see from us, Series 4, all the fronts look the same, and the only difference is this one's blank, it'll say 4 on there or XL4, letting you know what model it is. So I brought both models just so you guys can get a good look at how this works. And I kind of want to talk about the philosophy of how to make money and install when you're using a TiVo box, because by all means, you have a choice. You can let the cable guys bring a cable box out, which you lose all the money on the install, lose any revenue on the box, lose any reoccurring service calls, or you can become an authorized TiVo reseller and allow yourself to do MoCA installations and control every aspect of the home theater install. And that's really what TiVo brings. You guys already set up the Blu-ray players, the audio video players. The one part of every true system component you don't control is the cable box, and that's because they're using their own internal ones, even though they're using MoCA just the way we are. So the only model that we don't have that with built-in MoCA is the Premier, the bottom $149 model, and basically all you're going to need is an ECB adapter. You can get these Action Tech, Netgear, a lot of different people make them, but the idea is simple. This end comes in from the MoCA network, and the adapter basically splits the internet signal from the video signal, allowing you to use an Ethernet cable and plug directly in the back, and also use the coax to provide the video. Now, the reason why this is so important is because unlike other devices, TiVo does not use MPEG-4 compression. Now, for those of you guys who aren't familiar with compression rates on cable boxes, a couple years ago, DirecTV switched over to MPEG-4. Allowed them to have a whole lot more channels, but most people don't realize the way they did that is bandwidth didn't change, did it? No, signal just went and got compressed down. TiVo makes high-end audio video products, so we still use MPEG-2, which means you're not going to get the little dancing pixels on all your favorite shows. We run one of the cleaner video signals, but that also means we need much more bandwidth. So when we talk about TiVo's whole home solutions, we talk about the ability to share content from one TiVo DVR to the other, and MoCA plays a very instrumental role in that, and that's because we do it over the network cable. Now, when you have one of those boxes, obviously the extra ECB is needed. But if you have one of our 4-tuner boxes, you'll notice immediately that we only have one coax on the back, and it says right there on the back, MoCA and cable, which means to hook up our system using a MoCA installation, all you need to do is have the ECB or MoCA injector placed next to the router, and you can run cable straight to the back of any 4-tuner box, allowing to receive both internet and video signal. Now, the cool part about this is you go into most people's homes, and just like most cable operators do, they go set up their initial cable install. Sometimes you get it free if you're a new customer for cable, but the idea is simple with TiVo. A TiVo install is a little bit longer than a standard install. We require cable cards and syncing and other things that go along, but to help offset the extra time you're spending syncing cable cards and doing some of the other things that go along with TiVo, your best bet is to install a MoCA network to basically offset how much time you're spending doing some of the other things. So if you're spending 2 hours setting up a MoCA network, you can basically associate or attach that to a TiVo install, allowing you to create a hardwired network. Now, the reason this is important is many people will try other ways around it. You can go wireless, which odds are you're probably going to get 65 megabits per second, and that's at peak range. We're on MoCA 1.1, so we're guaranteeing 175, as we showed earlier in the slides, to every single box that's out there, which means we have enough bandwidth to stream to 4 TiVos simultaneously HD content. Also, new attachments you're going to see from TiVo, like the TiVo Stream if you haven't been over to our booth, actually require you to have the TiVo hardwired. If you have an option of how to set up any TiVo DVR, our first options are, of course, be gigabit Ethernet if it's available, but in most homes, is that going to be available? No, they're not going to pay to pull wire, they're not going to pay to tear down the drywall and rerun all the wiring, so MoCA is actually TiVo's primary installation aspect. If you do it with wireless, you actually lose a fair amount of features when you talk about TiVo and the ability to stream content back and forth between boxes. So what we have here is a great opportunity for, as far as on the installation, if you're looking at doing the Blu-ray player, the audio video player, if you inject TiVo into the play, not only are you getting a better audio video experience from having the actual TiVo box there, but it also allows you to basically take the cable charge money for the install and apply it to your own business and apply it to your own revenue stream. Now, with that being said, Stream does not work without a hardwired connection between the DVR and the router. So how many people do you know that have their router in their living room? Probably not so much. There are a couple out there if they had, one of the newer systems with FiOS or something like that. But the idea is simple. We can network a whole entire home with both internet and video and associate it with a product that you can also sell and make revenue off as well. You're not making money off the cable boxes, you're not installing DirecTV except for him. So the idea is simple. If you want to control the install from very beginning to end, a TiVo plus a MoCA installation makes it easy. A couple extra devices like the MoCA adapter and setting up a MoCA network sets up something individually beyond their wireless setup that you can charge independently to manage and also associate with a cable box that will provide them a better experience over what you get out of the other cable box. Now, the TiVo DVRs run in the D bandwidth, so we run over the 1000 megahertz stream, so we're not going to interfere with anything else going on in your house, but the most important part is with MoCA, the speed will not vary. A lot of people try to find ways to run Ethernet to their TiVo, so they'll use power line adapters or other aspects in the house. The power line adapters are on the same circuit as everything else that's on the power lines, so whenever you flip something on or whenever you turn on another device, your internet speed dramatically can drop off, and sometimes that'll cause the TiVo to not be able to stream your Netflix, to not be able to do Hulu Plus. So like I said, when we're talking about TiVo installs, the most important thing for us is associating MoCA not only with the TiVo brand, but along with the install. This way we can go back to installing from the retail channel cable boxes and devices that we have in home that we can have from very beginning to end and control the install portion. Are there any questions on installing a TiVo or where these aspects or other accessories go in the TiVo installation process? So I appreciate your guys' time. If you guys aren't TiVo authorized resellers, feel free to stop by the booth and we'll get you guys signed up. And we can go more in depth about setting up MoCA inside people's homes.